Howdy. Russ here.
And Chris.
We got to go to Casper, Wyoming. That's where my family's from. We drove to Thermopolis. It took us forever to leave here because we had the big plan to leave at 11 o'clock. We didn't get out of here until 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
We drove to Thermopolis.
And we decided to stay there instead of driving through the canyon in the dark, because that was the whole reason for going that route, was to see the canyon. So we ended up staying. We got a little motel, ate at this Thai restaurant, and met this really cool Thai girl. And we became instant friends, and we're now Facebook friends. Only Thai restaurant in Thermopolis, Wyoming, so you can figure it out.
The next day, we soaked because it's Thermopolis hot springs. There's a lot of hot springs there.
It's supposed to be the largest hot spring in the world, and it is huge and large and everything, and there's 3 different places that they fixed it up so that you can go and take a soak.
And there's these terraces.
And it flows off this huge bluff kind of thing that's built up with the travertine into the river below.
So we were at Hot Springs. We didn't make it quite home last night. We got maybe 2 hours away. It was dark and we wanted to actually drive in the daytime.
So there's all this travertine with hot springs deposits around.
So after that, we went to get a burger. We thought the burger would have been safe for us to eat. He's very sensitive to MSG.
So we had a great burger, and it tasted great. Maybe that was a problem. It tasted really good.
Yeah.
And anytime things taste too good, maybe that's an issue.
Yeah, it's got too much junk.
Yeah.
It's not just meat. It has a bunch of other stuff in it.
Anyway, we won't tell you where we had that. But on the way through the canyon, then we were going through this gorgeous canyon.
I started not noticing the canyon like I should have. My stomach was gurgling, and I started getting the feeling that it might be better to get the stuff that was in my stomach out.
Then he did that, and I drove, and I was having a headache from probably MSG. It's hard for me to eat out. Anyway, so we did that, went on.
We got to my house. We walked in.
The dogs barked at me because they've never met me. I'm a stranger.
It took a little while for them to warm up, but they did. They like you now.
Yeah, they like me now. Kira and
Bella.
Bella.
And Bella actually came up to me right when I walked in the door, or like maybe 5 minutes after, and threw up right by my feet. And I was like, oh man. And then you started getting a stomachache, and you were throwing up too. So we both had food poisoning. The dog, I don't know why it was puking. Probably ate too much food. I don't know why. My aunts and uncles were in town, and he's sick, and I was just recovering from being sick. And
so we got through it. We got through it.
But
and then we made oatmeal.
But we didn't really even get to hang out with them. They
went
out to dinner
the first night. They all went out to the Mexican restaurant where we were all supposed to go. But since we didn't feel like going to the Mexican restaurant, they all went out.
And the next day was a little bit better. We went hiking at Muddy Mountain, which is behind Casper Mountain.
It was beautiful. We saw some really cool birds.
The grouse.
We saw actually 3, dusky grouse at this area where there was a little wetland, and they were coming down to drink. And we saw Stellar's jay.
And a blue jay.
And a blue jay at his mom's house.
Juncos, pink-sided juncos.
Pink-sided juncos. Hawks. We saw rough-legged hawks and red-tailed hawks. And we went back down, and we went to the falls, and I don't even know what those falls are.
It's just Casper Falls.
I think
they might have changed the name, but it's Casper Falls. But we took some videos with my aunt and my uncle.
Their 3 kids.
3 kids, and it was cool that we got to meet up with them. I haven't seen them in 10 years or so. Yeah, my family actually really liked you.
Yeah.
They all really liked you, and my grandma really liked him. And
yeah, his grandma's cool. It's like, his grandma looks really young. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought her to be the grandma. No way.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Now, later on, we went home from the falls. We had this turkey dinner. We passed moonshine.
Moonshine.
Oh, that was the other thing. They had some moonshine. They had some apple pie moonshine. And what was the other one?
There's like a
lemon drop. Lemon drop. It tasted just like lemon drop.
My brother was there. His girlfriend, my sister, her boyfriend, my aunt Tracy, my uncle, my mom, my stepdad Chris, my sister Jessica, and a bunch of little kids. It was awesome though. It was a good family dinner.
I had a good meal, went to bed, and then the next morning, most of his family were going up to visit his granddad.
Who gave us the moonshine.
We drove up from Casper to Story, Wyoming to visit his granddad, and we got to this point and turned around, and the car died as we were turning around
Took a
in
shit.
the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road. Stinky shit.
And so the car was dead. We had to push it over to the side. We called his family. We all pushed the car down the street.
We tried to push start it a couple times, but it didn't work.
Then we called a tow truck from Sheridan, Wyoming. Really nice man that towed us all the way to Sheridan to an auto place. They looked at it the next morning and said, unless you're just very in love with this vehicle, it's time to get a new vehicle. Because you really don't want to put the money into this repair.
We already put a lot of money into it. And what was wrong was the timing belt was off. It was bending the valves.
And so there we were, stuck in Sheridan, Wyoming. No way to get home. And we were first looking at trying to rent a car so that we'd get home.
We were not supposed to be in Sheridan. We were supposed to be heading home.
Yeah, we were waiting in Sheridan for one night while we had guests checking in here. So we had our friend Yvette check our guest in. His mom had this great idea. It's like, you should just buy a car here, and that way you can drive home in your new car. So that's what we did. We hung out. We checked out some different auto makers.
We drove a Ford Escape. It wasn't for us.
Wasn't for us. The windows, just not enough visibility for me. We drove a Honda CRV, jumped out on the lot from it. It was a white one. You know, we looked at the price and looked at the other things on the lot, and there was this cute, can I say cute? Will you let me say cute?
Yeah.
It was this cute little green car, and it was a Honda HRV. They're like $4,000 less. We both really like that little green car.
It's got a backup camera, and it also has a camera
on the side.
The right mirror. Not on the left, just the right mirror. So when you put your blinker on, you can actually see your blind spot.
And it had a sunroof, and it had great sound system. Oh, heated seats, and all-wheel drive. That was the first thing. We said, we only want to look at four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicles.
We're saying goodbye to the Subaru. Ta-da! Honda HRV. And we're going to break in our car. We don't have a bottle of wine, but we do have our penises, so we're going to pee on the car.
What? We have a bottle of wine?
We do have let's pee on the car instead.
We're not going to pee on the car. We might get arrested.
It kind of turned out to be a very, very stressful situation with the car breaking down, us getting sick, with the rushing for us to try to get out of here and not getting out when we wanted to.
Oh, and the other thing. While we were gone and Yvette was taking care of the place, something happened that never happens, which the fire alarms go off. There was some battery went bad. You get food poisoning. Your car breaks down in the middle of the road. There's a silver lining to big cloud.
And it's a Honda HRV. The name is Wyo Sprout.
Are you calling your mustache like Wild Bill Cody? Mr. Western. Wild Bill.
Can you do it too?
Probably at this point, because I have a scary beard going. I'm really starting to look spooky.
It was a good trip.
We were gone 5 days, 5 nights, rather than 3 nights.
That's why I didn't make any videos. This is equivalent to 2 beers. It's about 9% alcohol. Comment down below if your car has ever broke down and it was a shitty situation. If you like our videos, please subscribe to RUSS.
And Chris.
Like this video as well.